Alright, I'm back again. I was gone for a couple of days. Where was I? I was doing an experiment, and it was an accidental experiment. It wasn't something I usually do. You see, my phone that I'm recording with right now, it had a trouble on the power battery, not the battery, on the power button. And I turned it off by mistake, which was a blessing secretly because, well, the phone was off and I was too lazy to take it to the mechanic to repair. I waited for a week. At first I was like, okay, the phone isn't important because I have a laptop that I can work with. So I'm like, let's just keep it going. So it happened like 2 or 3 days and I was enjoying it without my phone. So I felt like, why not run the experiment, which I exactly did, and the result is shocking for me. So I literally did a partial detox, 9 days without phone, without the thing that I use a lot. And I will tell you how this went. So, what, like during the first, when I didn't have the phone, I was like, how am I gonna do works that I usually do? Like, I use my phone mostly for educational reasons, like learning a new language, research, logistics, statistics, and stuff like that. Light works, reading books, ebooks, stuff like that. I consume quite less nowadays that I make videos myself. I literally consume so less than before. Anyway, but still, not having the phone directly impacted me on that part. Although I quickly took my work to the laptop, the experience was amazing because without phone, it felt like the good old days when there was, like, I've been in a time, the older generation I got, when I had no phone or anything. It felt exactly like that. Usually I don't watch my TV, that's right there. I don't watch it at all, not at all. And I did, which was spectacular for me. Because it felt like, when I watched, it felt like, that's something I used to do years ago. Years. And without a phone, at first it felt boring. And that boredom was a blessing as well. Why am I saying all of this is a blessing and not a punishment? Because when you're bored, that's when idea comes in. I had an amazing idea. It was on my mind, but I wasn't thinking actively about it. Now that I had no distractions to run into, no phone to use. and laptop seems like an administrative task. It doesn't feel like, to me, the way I use my phone. Like, my laptop feels like a workspace, not something to just consume stuff with. Anyway, so my thoughts became clearer, louder, and my inner voices, which I can say like your thoughts, those thoughts became louder, and I had to act on it. I acted. I took my idea, the idea of creating an app, and I worked. Like, I saw the vision probably in just the second day of not using the phone, or probably the third day, I don't remember. And I worked on that idea. I saw the idea when the sun was just rising, and by the time it became morning, my idea was already, my vision was already turned into a reality because of the because I worked on that project and created the live version, and I was hosting it on my computer, and I was thinking, wow, that's right there. Action turned the thing and showed me the result. I can take this further. Also, interestingly, because I wasn't using my phone, when I usually do use my phone, what I do is I read ebooks. So instead of reading ebooks, because I didn't had any PDF to read online right now, I mean back then. So what I did is I took a physical book and I started reading. It was quite an amazing time to be without a phone. Most importantly, must I mention, was my sleep schedule, which is not disruptive. Actually, I create the problems with my sleep schedule. But without a phone, I was in bed by 10 p.m. and I woke up by 6 a.m. Every single day it happened. Or I woke up at 5 a.m. and by 5:30 I was on my desktop learning cybersecurity or just doing something. Instead of doing cybersecurity, CTFs, solving problems, or learning a new language like I am doing right now, French and Dutch. I'll make a video soon on how I learn new languages. So people that ask me how do I do that, I'll show it to them. Anyway, that was the whole experience. I would say for those 9 days, it felt like a blessing. I still feel like that was the best thing. And there came a thought to me. I felt, what if I was locked in a room, no distractions to run into, no social media or anything, just a laptop and me, locked up in a room, bored, all alone. What would happen? What do you think would happen? The laptop has internet connections. The laptop can do all the things you can think of doing online. What do you think would happen? I believe now that the thinking came to my mind, I believe even that version would outcompete my current version, because my brain would be so bored that it would force on doing and taking actions, and actions brings results in the end. So what else do I say? To be honest, I can't think of anything. I just realized how much this phone controls me. I'm not the owner of the phone. No, the phone is the owner of me. How does that sound? This phone is not a product. I am the product of this phone. I don't use this phone uses me. Those are the thoughts I had. Those are the things I felt while doing this partial detox for 9 days. That's quite insightful. To be honest, I had many thoughts during those 9 days than I had in the whole 2026. I'm thinking, should I go on a full detox? I can. However, I don't want to break the consistency and the momentum I've built around. Those are powerful. If I break them, it's troublesome to rebuild connections from scratch again, then to have momentum in your side and do works already. I don't want to make this video any longer, just raw thoughts and sharing my experience of how I felt. Yes, the hard part is if you are addicted, which I'm not, if you are addicted with your phone, 9 days, come on, for at least 4 days you would suffer from what I would call the what is it? Anyway, just know that for 4 or 5 days you would suffer from the addiction pulling you, like come back. You would feel hell. I actually did. I made a video on this previously when I did a full detox, but this time I didn't feel it, because that video I made, those experiences changed my mind. I will link that video with this one. So I was less of a phone user or tech user. So what is it called? I cannot remember, but anyway, the relapse or something. Anyway, the triggers weren't stronger this time. So I kind of felt boring, but that boring brought results, actions, and actions brought results, a good thing. But for those who are addicted, they would cry for 4 or 5 days without a phone. But I'll tell you what, it would be life-changing. If you're thinking of doing a dopamine detox, go for it. You cannot detoxify it. It's more like you actually can just give it a try. Most importantly, when you are alone, when you have no vices to run into, no distractions to numb yourself with, you would feel what I call the blessing of a deeper thinking. Your thinking would go from a basic level. And also one more thing which I did felt during this time, that is, there are some thoughts in my mind that I've buried down. Those things that I've buried down, they came up. It's like coming up from the grave and haunting you. But I stood there. I said, come on, get me. I'm here. Get me. It did. I suffered mentally. I endured. It built resilience. And silence is a blessing. You don't need more, you need less. Go give it a try. You'll understand exactly what I'm saying. The experiences, the feelings I got from not using the phone for 9 days in a row, you'll feel it only when you do it. So just do it.